Yo, what is good, man? I got my guy, Payo, in the building, man.
What's
How you
up?
feeling, man? How you feeling?
Dude, it's a great day to, talk some Rams versus Vikings playoff football. I mean,
Yeah,
first off, you gotta say, what more do you want? Your team, you you make the playoffs, right?
yeah.
You're cheer for your team all season long, and if your team has a chance in the dance, you want them to take the floor and make some moves, right? So excited about it, and I know you and I talked a little bit off camera. Just want to definitely start off the show wishing everyone involved with the LA fires going on.
Yeah.
I personally I didn't make a lot of content this week just because I am a removed Rams fan. I don't live in LA. I live up in Canada, but I have a lot of friends and people that watch my content that I've been praying for all this week, and just there's so much going on there. So if you're watching this, we hope it's a good distraction. We're going to talk some football, but definitely thank you to all the firefighters and first responders that are helping out with that situation. We'll talk about how the impact of the game being moved to Arizona is affecting the Rams and the Vikings. But it's this weird thing because you and I, we're both hobby content creators. We love our teams, but this is something that's going on that affects our teams, but it's bigger than football, right? It's people's livelihoods, jobs, things like that. So definitely just where anyone watching that's affected by the fires, we're praying for you, and we hope that this can be an encouragement to you in some degree.
Man, well said, Payo, man. Well said, man. Let's go, man. For sure. Well said, well said. And and to be honest with you, I second that. And yes, we are gonna talk about it. I mean, and I'm sure there's probably, to be realistic, man, there's probably Rams players that have family that I'm sure is affected
Yeah,
some way, somehow, too. You know what I mean? Which is
yeah,
one of those things where we want to keep them in our prayers as well, man, because nobody deserves this. Nobody really can control what happened either, man. I mean, it's
yeah.
just kind of one of those things where it's just unfortunate, you know.
Yeah, and I'll just shout out Jake Ellenbogen. He's a really great Rams content creator. Him and Alexa Kraft, with the Downtown Rams crew, they're doing a charity live stream. I think at some point tonight.
Okay.
Uh, they're raising money to help with it.
If we
So I
grab
encourage.
that link, Payo, you can drop it in the
Yeah,
chat or something so we
yeah.
can
Let
we can
me.
pin it.
I'll find that somewhere
Yeah,
for
that'd be
sure.
nice. Yeah, for sure. At some point during the show, man, if we could figure out where that link is, man, we'll definitely share that, man. That's good.
Yeah, I'll grab that. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for plugging that.
Yeah.
And I'll just say one of the things. I'm committed now. If you're a Rams fan like me, you make fun of the Arizona Cardinals a lot. I commit here on the internet
Yeah.
the entire offseason I'm not making fun of them because they're letting the Rams use their training facilities. They are sending the Arizona Cardinals plane to pick up the Rams family or Rams players' families, and they even got like some of their pets and stuff like that and flew them to
Yeah.
Arizona. And so, Arizona Cardinals, you get a pass from me. I will not make fun of the Arizona Cardinals all off season.
Yeah, there you go, man. It's like now they're your friends. You know
I
what I
know,
mean? When
right?
y'all play them next year, you're gonna be like starting the stream before the Arizona game. Like, never mind. You know
Yeah,
what? No issues. No issues.
yeah, yeah. No, absolutely.
No issues. Real quick, man. Let's give a shout out to everybody in the building right now. You know that
Hmm.
keeping the lights on in here, man. I'm sorry, Payo, but you gotta hear it, man. You're gonna hear the Gallahorn a lot real quick, man. You
All
know what I
right,
mean? It is
all
what it
right.
is, man. Shout out Salif. I see you in the building. Appreciate you. Linux 21, I see you. Skull Broski, man. What's good, man? Mr. I want to mock, man. What's up with you? Queen Mary, I see you. Norris Birdman, what's up? See you, man. Fatty, FT Maddie, man. I see you in the building. Appreciate you. Jonathan, I see you coming from the Ramley family. I see you over there. I won't give you the horn. You know, I won't give you the horn. Maybe Payo got something for you over there, but I won't give you the Vikings horn. All right. Shout out Steve, man. Shout out Purple Hef in the building. Devin, I see you, man. Appreciate you. Let's go, man. So yeah, man. I mean, look, how we feeling? How are we feeling? First of all, just besides like, I feel like besides the like the moving us to Arizona and having this game pretty much on neutral field, to be real, neutral ground. Like overall, like how are you feeling about the game as a Rams fan? Like just your team, where you guys sit right now. Do you feel super confident in the team? I mean, what's going on over there?
Yeah, man, it's been such a fun season to be a Rams fan. And I feel like the Vikings fans have also experienced, a fun season in their own right. And for the Rams, they've been playing playoff football really against like since probably when they beat the Vikings on the Thursday night football game, right?
Mhm.
And they started 1-4, they've clawed their way back. They won their division, and that in itself was a shock.
Yeah.
And just when your team starts 1-4, and I remember people comparing the Rams to like the Jets or the Panthers or the Giants, and I just remember thinking like, no, we're not them. Like we're not one of those teams that's doing draft research halfway through the season.
Right.
And so I was so thankful when this team was able to get healthy and start stringing some wins together. And they Sean McVay, had and did a great job putting this team in a position to win some games. Every game, every win has been earned. Nothing has been
Mhm.
given to this Rams team. And I'm excited for this game. I can almost guarantee it is going to be a close game. It is going to come down to the wire. And so, Vikings fans, Ram fans, get your defibrillators on standby, because I expect it to be a heart pumping game down to the wire.
Yeah. So I like the Rams fan, man,
Yeah, man. The
talking a little
Rams.
spicy over there. I see
Yeah.
you're talking a little spicy. We beat them once, we're gonna beat them again, baby. I like it, man. Because I gotta say, like, we just had a week. Obviously, we saw it was embarrassment, right? We played the Lions, but one thing's for sure, like the lead up to the game, man. You want
Yeah.
to talk about Twitter fights,
Yeah.
YouTube fights, Instagram fights, every platform you could think of, real life fights. I mean, everything.
Yep.
We go through it when it's time to face the Lions, the Packers, somewhat the Bears, man. They're not as like they're quiet too just because they're not good right now.
Yeah.
But man, I'm gonna tell you right now, man, Rams fans, we haven't found one like that really, that comes out and really talks like, just talks with confidence, and not that they don't exist. I'm just saying, like, we don't see them. I guess just as Vikings fans, we just don't see them on the spaces. At least I haven't. It's
They're
been
not near.
tough trying to find like a group of Rams fans that are kind of like, bigging up the team, like, oh, the Vikings stink or whatever. Because I like stuff like that. It
Yeah,
makes it fun, man. It makes it interesting.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. No, hey, you got to get your algorithms to get some of the Ramley involved with it,
Yeah,
right?
I do. Maybe I'm just not tapped in. I guess that's
Yeah.
what it is. I'm just not tapped in yet.
Yeah. No, so like, and again, I'm someone that like, I always like to talk in ideals, but I deal in realities.
Yeah.
And I think like the reality is for this game, there are some things that the Rams do that are a problem for the Vikings,
Yeah.
and there are some things that the Vikings do that are going to be a challenge and a problem for the Rams. And I think I really do think this is going to be a game that time of possession won't matter as much as other games. You know how like a lot of teams they'll play the ball hog strategy,
Mhm.
and they'll try and keep the other team's offense off the field, and the game is close or whatever, and you just kind of try and drain the clock. I actually think this is going to be a game of big plays.
Okay.
I think that between Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and Aaron Jones, you got Hawkinson there at the tight end position. And then on the Rams side, you got Puka Nacua, you got Cooper Kupp, you got Kyron Williams, as I like to call him. You got, Big Rig Tyler Higg coming back. And the Rams O-line is healthy by the looks of it, which is like the first time in a while we've seen that.
Yeah.
So I personally think this is going to be a game we look back on and we think, oh, this is a classic, right? And everything from the game being moved from SoFi to State Farm Stadium in Arizona, I think we're setting up for super wild card weekend to be the bookend by a classic game between the Rams and the Vikings.
Yeah. Let's go, Gary. Gary, hey, Papa Gary confident, man. Oh, it's going to be a great weekend. You hear me? Shout out Papa Gary, man. He's part of the Vikings community, obviously, but oh man, this is a great man right here, man. Somebody that I actually, look up to and talk to even outside of Vikings football. You know what I mean? Just talk about life and just kind of that guy you can go to, man. So shout out Papa Gary, man. Always been supporting. He's been supporting forever.
I see he's not 100%.
He's not 100. He's giving y'all 1%. He's giving y'all 1%.
Okay.
It's not absolute. It's not absolute.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So like, and to speak on how we feel, and I'm sure how my community feels, and I see some of your community tapped in on the chat for me, so that's good. We got some people over there. And just so people know, y'all most likely won't see it because they're on Payo's page over there, but I'll be pinning his side of the road too, man. I'll make sure I pin. I don't want y'all to feel like y'all not getting seen over here, man. We'll make sure we pinning everybody's. So if you're on Payo's channel watching, you want to talk your Rams talk it, I'll make sure I put it up so everybody can see it. But speaking of how the Vikings probably feel and at least I know how I feel. And I'm sure a lot of my community kind of is on the same boat right now coming off of that game. Sunday, man, we kind of want to throw that game away. We kind of wanted to move off of that game. I think it took till about Tuesday. But after Tuesday, man, we had to bury it, right? We had to bury it. We had to move on. And like you said at the beginning of the show too, we're in the playoffs. We're in the dance. We have an opportunity here. Listen, we could be mad about that game, but the truth of the matter is we have another game we have to get busy on right now. And that's coming up in a couple of days. So why dwell on what happened there? All you can wish for is another chance to see them. We got to be able to see. We got to be able to see the Lions again. That's all we can hope for is that we handle business with you guys and we get an opportunity to get back with the Lions, man. I feel like we got to beat the best, but I will give you guys a bid, give the Rams some props, man, because when we played y'all on Thursday night, it was a short week for us, and the Puka Nacua move I think was very strategic. Like activating him, you know what I mean? Like dang, they 10 minutes before kickoff. What kind of that was low key criminal, Payo. That was low key criminal, man. I don't know, man. But nah, he made us pay though for sure.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is I remember I have a friend who he loves to troll me and the Rams.
Yeah.
And he told me, he's like, there's no way the Rams beat the Vikings on Thursday. And I told him, I'm like, well, Cooper Kupp is going to play, and that changes the Rams offense. And Puka Nacua potentially could play, and that would change the Rams offense. And he told me, he's like, are you telling me that two wide receivers in Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp can change your entire offense? And I said, yeah, those two can. They can. And I'm, they're so easy to cheer for. They are a very different type of wide receiver in the NFL in terms of an elite duel, because they are physical. They make amazing catches, but they're so intelligent on the field. They're tacticians at the wide receiver positions. They can be a DB's nightmare. Absolutely. And I'm stoked to see, how they match up against your Vikings secondary.
Yeah, I think what makes it better now for us, real quick, shout out Scoliosis, shout out Lennox. I see you in the building. Appreciate y'all, man. Steve, I just want to make sure I get everybody. McAndrews,
shout out all the
for
cool
earlier.
People.
Let's go, man. My boy Crown in the building. Eddie, I see you. Appreciate everybody, man, for sure. We appreciate y'all tapping in and showing love on a show like tonight, man. Yeah, I don't know if y'all know, man, but Payo was one of the first people. We were talking backstage. Before messaging him a couple days ago to do this show tonight, the last time we talked was in, I think it said 2022. So it's been 2 years pretty much.
Oh, too long.
2 years. Right. And that says a lot, because it says that Payo was one of the first people one of the first guys that I actually did a collab with when he was doing something, and it felt so good to get a message from another content creator, because this is when I'm just starting, saying, "Hey, you want to do a collab, and I want to have you on my show and kind of talk Vikings and Rams football." So I was excited about that, man. So you actually, you part of the journey, man, a huge part of it, because you motivated me after that show. I was ready to hit the ground running, man. I'm like, hey, people reaching out, let's get it,
Yeah, man.
So
Oh, dude. Well, consider me one of your
yeah,
first fans, and yeah, it's been awesome to watch you do what you've been
yeah,
doing, man.
man. Yeah.
Blessings on your content creation.
Yeah, man. Shout out Dayon with the 5, man. I appreciate you,
Aye.
man, for sure. Let's go, Dayon, man. Let's go. Skull, baby. Um, but yeah, man, that game was the first. I'm talking about the first matchup. That first matchup was frustrating, man. And
Yeah.
the reason why it was frustrating for us as Vikings is because, to be honest with you, I don't think we had a chance from the coin flip. Like, the way the game was going, I mean, it's just like there was. And I never, as watching that game, I never felt as a Vikings fan watching that game that we had a chance to win that game. I just felt like y'all had control the entire time. Like, that we just couldn't slow down Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, like those two together. But what I will say is this game's going to be different. And
Yeah,
this game's going to be
absolutely.
different because we actually have time now to sit here and we get to obviously watch the tape from the first one. And I know, Sean McVay's not a dummy. Obviously, he knows we're watching the tape. Y'all are watching the tape on us. It's not like y'all are gonna come out with the same exact game plan anyways, right?
Yeah.
So, but still, I mean, it still makes a difference to be able to actually game plan and sit here and actually go in with an idea of who, at least what personnel is going to be on the field, because I think that's where y'all hit us from the blind side was.
Mhm.
Yeah, Puka Nacua. I mean, and honestly, in my opinion, I feel like Puka Nacua, man, regardless if you have time to prepare for him or not, if he's on, he's on. Like,
Yeah.
that dude is a beast, bro. Like, straight up, that dude's a savage. But I think, like you said, this game is be a lot closer than what people may think. I mean, you probably got some of your Rams family that think y'all are gonna blow us out, and we got our peoples that think we're gonna blow y'all out. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Payo, come Monday night for the pep rally, I'm probably gonna be saying we're gonna blow y'all out. I'm gonna keep it real, man. That's how I get close to the game.
That's fair. And you know what? I've just accepted that this Rams team is not a team that plays games that are multi-score. Like, they're often just really close games.
Yeah.
So I'm of the mindset. Oh, what's up, Heat 3? Good to see you, buddy. I'm of the mindset it's going to be a close game. And for whatever reason, this Rams team, they've had a couple of bad losses at the beginning of the year, but whether they win or lose, it comes down to a nail biting experience in the final minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. For sure, man. I mean, I'm just asking for a good game without, I guess, as a Vikings fan, man, I don't want to be stressed out though, man. Like, as much
You
as I
will.
think it's gonna be a close game, man, I would love for us to be up by like 3 touchdowns headed into the fourth quarter. I mean, I would love it to go like that.
Dude, I will spoil it for you right now. Every
Yeah.
single Rams game in this latter part of the season has been
Yeah.
stressful for both teams.
Yeah.
Uh, I
Yeah.
like if history has taught me anything as a Rams fan, this game will be nail biting. It will be frustrating. There'll be some stupid ref calls. There'll be
Yeah.
some really amazing, insane plays and catches. There'll be
Right.
some boneheaded plays and decisions. And somehow it's one of the most entertaining games you've ever seen. And then it's just a nail biting close game at the finish.
Yeah. Shout out Adam, man. I see you, Adam, man. My Charleston broski, man. What's good, man? Davey OG and Jared, man. I see y'all. How do you feel? Did you watch our game?
Absolutely.
With all the
Yep.
marbles on the line?
Oh, dude, I was so hyped for that game as a football fan, and
Yeah.
it sucks that they kind of went the way that it did. I think Sam Darnold did kind of shrink it under the lights a little bit, so it'll be interesting to see
That's what
how
I was gonna ask you. How do you feel about Sam Darnold? Like, what do you think?
I think he's someone who has always had his doubters since he's back when he was with the Jets, and I think those doubters got validated a little bit in that last game, and it'll be up to him to respond. And so, yeah, I know Stafford, he shows up in big games. He has a long history of that. And I think that, he's gotten a week of rest, which he needed. Both him and Kyron Williams probably needed the rest more than anyone.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see how Sam Darnold does in this game. I feel like if the Vikings lose this game, he's going to get a lot more heat than he did, even against losing in Detroit.
Yeah. My boy Nick said, suck Sam Darnold, Sam Darnold. Yeah, no, facts. He's Sam Darnold for sure. I'm telling you. But let's talk about the elephant in the room about our last game, though, man. I know you know where we're going with this. The famous face mask call, man, which was egregious, man. Egregious, bro. Go ahead. How did you feel coming from a Rams fan watching that? I mean, if that was my team, that face mask, Matthew Stafford, I would have been mad too, even at the rest for you guys. So how did you feel for us, man?
So, okay, I am someone, and you Vikings fans, you're gonna hate me for this. I accept that a face mask should have been called.
Yeah.
When Byron Young, he tweeted out something that like, oh, it was just so loud I had to cover my ear. Like, you can see Byron Young, he hit his face back, and he goes like this. He knows it, and the refs didn't call it. I totally get it, and I don't think that the Rams played a bad game, and I do believe that the Rams played a good game to beat the Vikings that game.
Yeah.
It sucks that the Vikings were denied an opportunity like in that situation. And I would be frustrated if that happened to me and in my team. But, unfortunately we are, that's part of the NFL right now, is that the refs, their human error is part of the game. It can be so frustrating. And I know, people like to say the Rams are a team that gets a lot of calls. I've seen them get calls. I have seen them not get some calls. I know that if you go back in that game, there's a couple of different calls that didn't go the Rams' way. It's just at the big moments that one call did in fact go the Rams' way. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping for a clean game, and I would love it if the Rams win this game, that they win it in a true football fashion and not have any ref interference.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, man, that's all I'm asking for when it comes to this game too, is Rams, the referees, please just give us a fair shot. You know what I mean? Like, don't end the game like that, especially in a playoff game. Yeah. Don't do us like that on Monday night. Please, man. Please. Like, you owe us. And to be honest with you, if I was a Rams fan, I would almost feel nervous about do the ref. I mean, obviously it might not be the same refs, obviously, but I'm just saying I would still feel nervous. Like, dang, do they feel like they owe the Vikings? Because this has been talked about damn near all season too. Like, because that was probably, if not the worst missed call the whole season so far. Every season there's always that one or two calls where it's just kind of going to get talked about, and they're going to change rules going into the next season based off of that call. And I think that's one of the calls that at the end of this season, when the season's over and all the refs sit in there, have their conference and everybody talks, that one's going to get put on the projector screen, because there's so many views where you got multiple referees looking at it too. And even the player knowing, like you said, he didn't put his hands over his ears. He put them junks on his head like this. He knew he was about to, he thought the flag was already on the turf. He thought the flag was already on the turf. So, man, hey, man, I'm telling you, I'd be nervous, man. Hey, the refs might do y'all something this Monday.
We'll see. And to be honest, I'm glad that you brought up Byron Young, because I actually think for the Rams to win this game, their young front four, nicknamed the Fearsome 24-some, of Byron Young, Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, and Kobe Turner. Yeah. I actually think they're one of the reasons they got to put pressure on Sam Darnold. They got to make Sam Darnold uncomfortable early. And I think that Byron Young might actually be one of the X factors in this game if the Rams were to, limit the Vikings offense in any capacity.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're young pass rushers, man. I mean, like Jared Verse, young, man. I mean, you guys have a young defense for the most part. I think all across the board, and but it's been holding up,
It
right?
well, it's interesting because this Rams team is very different than at the start of the year. And again, that Vikings Rams game on that Thursday night seems like so long ago. We definitely have a young front and a more veteran secondary that it's kind of morphed into. They've gotten healthier. I believe in that game. No, he might have got benched by then. I forget. Did we have Tre'Davious White playing in that game? We might have. He got
remember.
benched and he got traded away to the Ravens for like a conditional 7th round pick
Oh,
for the deadline. But Darius Williams and Akella Weatherspoon as veteran corners have been doing a really good job. Our safeties have really improved their play the past couple of games. So I think that the Rams defense is a healthy blend of veterans and young talent. And yeah, Jared Verse is just a beast.
He is a beast.
I'm so glad that the Rams. He fell to the Rams in the draft. That was definitely a good pickup. Excited to see his career. Yeah. And I feel like so many people made such a big deal, and probably rightfully so, that the Rams lost Aaron Donald in the offseason.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, you can't replace Aaron Donald. Well, that's true, but it doesn't mean your defense has to suck. You can still change your defensive scheme, which the Rams have done. You can they got a new defensive coordinator this year in Chris Shula, who's been doing a really good job the latter part of the season. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, I'm really excited to see what this Rams defense does with this Vikings offense. And I gotta ask you some questions here. What scares you about the Rams offense going against the Vikings defense? Like, who should the Rams be picking on, in your secondary?
I think, well, not so much the secondary, in my opinion, although the Robinson guy was cooking when we played you guys, man. Allen Robinson? Is it Allen Robinson? The wide receiver.
Demarcus Robinson.
There we go. Yeah, he was cooking that night. I think he had like 2 touchdowns that night, and he was Yeah. So I mean that was one thing, but I think our problem the last time we played you guys this season, my issue with our defense was not being able to get pressure or even get Matthew Stafford down. And when I sat there and I watched the how they do the Vikings ran previews, NFL on YouTube, they do the preview videos and stuff. They drop them, they release them on like Wednesdays. Come to find out, man, Matthew Stafford's hard to get to and sack and just in general, man. You know what I mean? Like, he's very good at that, getting out of the pocket, being able to move around and extend plays. And I think that was a problem with us. That's what worries me with our defense. And I hope we can correct that, because we're known to get pressure and at least, make quarterbacks a little bit uncomfortable. And my concern is Matthew Stafford being the veteran he is and just having the skill set he has. And on top of the offensive coordinator Sean McVay, it's just one of those deals where it's easy for them to sit back and really recognize what we're trying to disguise and stuff. With Brian Flores, like, you can do it to a more a coach that has less experience and a quarterback that has less experience. But I think with Stafford and McVay, it's kind of one of those things where you might as well not even try to do all that disguising things, man. You might as well just go head up, man, and just kind of beat the guy in front of you, and just that's what it needs to be, because I don't think you're fooling them. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I worry about going into this game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and there's so much connections between the Rams and the Vikings right now, not just in coaches, but like in players. Like, I know you got Ram Akers with you, and
Ram Akers. Oh, that's what I used to call him.
Akers? We used to call him Ram Akers.
Hey, man, he was a dog when on the ramp. When he was with you guys, he was like one of the top 3 running backs in the league for that 1 year too.
Yeah, he had some really good games. And I'm happy that he got to go with KOC. And I know that you guys have really been blessed with Kevin O'Connell, as he is your head coach for a long time to come.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
With the start he's had to it. And it'll be interesting to see what the Vikings do with Sam Darnold in the offseason? Are you thinking he's your long-term answer at quarterback, or?
So we think, I know the chat's going to be, we might be a little bit split on this. I think most of us are with it, but I mean, JJ McCarthy is definitely going to be the guy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like JJ McCarthy, we drafted JJ McCarthy. You brought him in here to be the quarterback. And to be honest with you, Payo, I think a lot of it's actually going to lean on this game we about to see. Like this game we're about to see, man, this is, you know, that's gonna be where this game leans. I think that's what's gonna lean on with Sam Darnold. Like if Sam Darnold was the ball out, we win. We go to the next round, he balls out again, or maybe he doesn't even ball out, but he has at least good enough game. I think the conversations get a little interesting. But at the end of the day, the ultimate goal is to win the championship. So if you can't get there with the quarterback that you got, or you feel like, you know, hey, he was just a rental, because that's pretty much what it was when we brought him in. He was a bridge quarterback. So I mean, look, man, it's going to be based on how he performs. You know, the regular season's cool, but now it's really time. I think now it's really time to really, you know, throw the deck of cards on the table and really let's see what we got. I just think JJ McCarthy is going to be the quarterback, man. I think that's the route we're going to go, in my opinion.
All right. No, hey, I think the Vikings are going to be one of the most interesting teams in the offseason, and Sam Darnold and AJ McCarthy being, you know, one of the reasons for that, for sure. But anyway, we're not here to talk about offseason, right? We got
we got the luxury of not having to talk about the offseason right now, bro.
You know, when I see teams like the Bears or whatever focusing on like their next head coach, those content creatives, let them do their offseason talk. Yeah. We're in the postseason, baby.
Yeah, all this postseason talk going on around here, man. You know, like we're not doing offseason. There's a difference between offseason talk and postseason talk, man.
Yeah, exactly. We got rich people problems as fans.
Yeah, for sure. We have a rich people problems. That's a fact.
Okay, let me kind of get back to this game there. What do you you got these two really good wide receivers in Jordan Addison and what's his name? Justin
Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson. I know who he is. Of course I do. He's so good. And I remember the first game I saw of Justin Jefferson, it was back when he was at LSU.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, dude, that, like, I have never seen a wide receiver remind me of Calvin Johnson and like Randy Moss, like that kind of build. And the first time I saw him, I was like, oh, I want him to be a Ram. And the Rams never had an opportunity to get him. But yeah, he's been such a fun player to see his career go on. All the accolades he's getting, he's well deserved, and I'm glad he got a good coach in Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah.
And yeah, like what is it like watching this Vikings team every week, and you got those two star stud wide receivers in Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison?
I mean, it gives you confidence going into games every week. Especially based off of how Sam Darnold has been playing too. I want to give Sam Darnold his flowers. I know I just had to spew about who's going to be the future, but at the end of the day, man, Sam Darnold deserves all the credit in the world, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For what he's already did this season, regardless of what happens from now on, it doesn't even matter. Like what Sam Darnold has already done, even though the last game we want to throw that joint away, never think about it again. It doesn't matter. As the body of work already from Sam Darnold, a $10 million quarterback. That when you pay a quarterback $10 million, you really expecting to win like 4, 5, 6 games at the most. Like for sure. Like that is the projection. And I mean, it's been a ride, man. It's been a fun one. But having those two, man, on the team it's a blessing. I'm gonna tell you that. Like Boom Boom said, man, it's phenomenal. You know, like because you know there's an opportunity every game for those guys, one of the two to go off, if not both of them go off, you know, if not both. It's all going to be based off if your quarterback's in his bag or not. And for the most part, Sam Darnold has been in his bag. You know what I mean? I mean, last game, it was nasty, but most of the time he's in his bag. He's going to find one of them a lot. So I think, and this is my thing too. I don't think Sam Darnold's going to have 2 games in a row like what we saw on Sunday night. For the world to see, the world saw Sam Darnold. He had an opportunity for the world to watch him, and he folded, and he has to hold that. He has to take that on the chin. But I don't see him doing that 2 games in a row. I think this time when the world's watching, he's gonna say, you know what I mean? I'm gonna show you straight up. I'm gonna show you, man. You know, let me redo this one more time, and he gets another opportunity, man. So it's fun having those 2 on the field together, man. Those, because they could possibly be the best 1 and 2 receiver in the league, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because, again, you contrast that to the Rams wide receiving duel of Kupp and Nakua, totally different styles, right?
Yeah.
And even though there's some similar offensive philosophies and schemes to an extent, the way that the Vikings use their wide receivers is dramatically different than what the Rams do.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see kind of these 2 kind of different offensive philosophies play in the same game to it.
Yeah, for sure. Real quick, Payo, we have a tradition here, man. My guy, Purple Papa, he always calls in. I told him earlier he can get 2 minutes to come in and motivate us real quick. 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, let's hear Purple Papa.
Papa, can you hear us?
I can hear you, brother.
All right, man. I told Payo, man, you got your couple minutes to come in because the people always look forward and we can't switch it up. It's been a tradition and we got to keep it a tradition. You go ahead and tell the people. I ain't gonna tell you to be nice, but we do got company in the building. You know what I mean? We do got company in the building, Papa. Hey, I mean, you rip one horn off, not all both. You know what I mean? Let them keep at least one horn.
Let them keep one horn on.
Let them keep one horn on at least for the night.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
All right. Well, hey, look, I don't know who you are, but I will say this. Welcome to the Vocal VIKE, where we say the things that you might not like, but we keep it real. I got to tell all my Viking brothers and sisters on here tonight, I got to preach the message. And the message is, if you like goat meat, say, yeah. We about to eat up some goats. Eat them Rams up. I apologize. Hey, we got some horn damage on the last round we was up in Detroit. So y'all are going to have to do. We going to saw them horns off y'all head and put them up on top of our crown. We need this bounce back. And it's time for us to show everybody who we truly are. Darnold didn't have a good game. He didn't throw a touchdown. JJ didn't do the gritty. Our defense was holding it up for a while, and we fell short. Now, I told y'all, man, on my last expectation that I wanted the Vikings to do, I think it was like 38-17 I had.
Yeah.
We fell way short on the points, and we fell way short on the expectation.
Yeah.
But on this one, oh, and I must say this, and I know you probably touched on this. To the people out in Los Angeles, we're praying for you.
Mm-hmm.
We love you, and we're hoping that everything is well.
Absolutely.
And I know that this game is being moved to Arizona. And people of Arizona, we are going to come into your house and we're going to play nice, but not too nice. We got a job to do. And you know what? I know we're not serving bird no more. We got to go to the big stuff. All the round meat we can have. And let me tell you something. After that performance we got, we are so hungry. And we are going to eat. And I got to tell you right now, there will be no question there will be a bounce back. We are coming for one thing only. We lost to the Rams earlier. It's time to right the ship. And we got to put it on y'all. I apologize, but not really. We are going to whoop you, and we're going to, we got to put the boots to you. And on the purple expectation, I got the Minnesota Vikings in a big way. 42-18.
Ooh.
18. Ow.
We coming with it because we got to come get it. Hey, the Vikings know we didn't put up 14 wins just to get in the playoffs to get bounced. We going to do all the work.
Yeah.
Y'all going to take all the heat because we coming for it. Hey, every time you get an opportunity like this, you got to make do with it. And the Rams, hey, look, you got your win off us earlier. I'm sorry, we don't give you a second helping of this.
Yeah.
We got to open up the can on you. And the purple expectation says you must be punished. We on a world tour. We trying to make it somewhere, and guess what? You in the way. So
Let's
back
go.
up.
Is it?
Back
You said
up.
back
Back up. You gotta move out the way.
He can't hear
Hey,
you, Payo.
He can't hear me. Okay.
Hey, yeah, hey, you know what? What's his name? KO?
Payo with a P. P-A-Y-O.
Payo, I apologize, but I'm gonna pay you some attention later. I got to tell it to the people of Purple.
Yeah.
We are here tonight to let everybody know what happened in Detroit will not happen in Arizona. We gonna steamroll them Rams, and we on our way to the next one. On our way. So it don't matter who we gotta play. You gotta be ready for whoever. And I'm just so grateful for this opportunity for our team. Hey, let's make our team and our community proud. Minnesota, beat the Rams into submission because they cannot stop us when we want to get what we want to get. We are coming for the dub. And so once more, back up and get out the way. Move. We on our way. Vikings is coming for you. Rap, you know how we do, man. Hit my outro music,
Hey, appreciate
man.
you, Papa, man. We love you, man, and I'll catch up with you, brother.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta play his outro. Let's go.
Give us
Anchor man.
Let's go, man. Shout out Papa. Now, Payo, the floor is yours to rebuttal that. You know, hey, that's a passionate Vikings fan right there. I'm gonna tell you, hey, our community loves him. He always comes on and motivates us, man. It's like that. So, but here's your chance to rebuttal, though.
You gotta love the energy. You gotta love that passion. Celebrate his fandom. But man, he is dead wrong. There is no way the Vikings go boat rate at 44-18. That's the disrespect. I'm hoping that he's one of those great fans. I'm not much of a trash talker, but guys like that can bring it out in me. Yeah. And I hope we sink the Vikings ships.
There you go, man. Now it's getting spicy. Let's go.
Man. No, I firmly do believe, I said it at the beginning, that this is going to be a close game. That's Rams football. And one of the things that the Rams do really well is not let teams play their game, even if it means sacrificing the game that the Rams want to play. Yeah. And that's something that Sean McVay is really good at adapting to. And I firmly expect it to be a close game, whether it's, the Rams have to play it close to try and steal it at the end. Stafford can steal souls. He's done it before. And Papa, I want to see Papa's reaction after the Monday night game.
Hey, if we win, when we win, you know what I mean?
We'll see.
Shout out the arena too, man. I see in the arena. I see you in the arena. You've been active tonight, man. Appreciate you. And shout out my guy Too Evil, man, with the 5 earlier, man. My bad. I gotta get you, man. He said LA has 2 football teams and 0 fire department. I didn't even know.
McCarthy.
Come on, man.
You guys aren't even on the same page with your quarterback.
Nah, man. Nah. Two Evil's my guy, but he does. He's a big fan of cutting McCarthy, and I think he just, he just has to grow a little more towards him, man. They could warm up to him a little bit. That's all, man.
Well, you still don't know what you have in him, right?
No, we don't. I mean, I do, because I'm a Michigan fan too.
Oh, okay.
So I've been watching McCarthy. And I was calling, first of all, in the draft, when the draft was going on, I want Jaden Daniels as my first option, right? Even being a Michigan fan, I just felt like Jaden Daniels was the best pro-ready quarterback. I felt like he could have came into imagine Jaden Daniels in a Kevin O'Connell offense, man. He would have been doing his thing right now, to be honest with you. But I was like, if not that, I knew he was probably going to go 1 or 2 or 3 where we wouldn't have been able to get him. I was like, man, give me JJ McCarthy all day. You know what I mean? So I'm glad we got him. I'm glad we got him for sure. But man, I mean, look, if you look at our team, right? Who do you think is the guy that you guys should be worried about? Or is there a certain set, offense or defense? What strikes a little bit of fear in you guys going up against the Vikings?
Oh, Justin Jefferson, and Aaron Jones. I think the Rams are a team that have been inconsistent against the run, better as of late, much better as of late. But if the Vikings can be, a well-balanced offense, like if Darnold has one of those games where he's only throwing it 25 to 30 attempts, that's probably a recipe for a Vikings win. Because it meant that the Vikings were able to, dictate the flow of this game, having a balanced offense. I appreciate that. That's an honor, but no, I am Canadian born and raised.
Yeah, he's Canadian, man. That's why he doesn't want to argue with us. All right. I know you. Hey, look, I know y'all in the chat trying to, you're trying to strike up the trash talk, man. Payo just super chill, man. But hey, I love Payo, man, for that reason. You know what I mean? Hey, look, man, y'all gotta listen. There wouldn't have been any better Rams. I just want to make this clear to my community really quick before you keep going, Payo, is there wouldn't have been any better Rams representative than Payo in my opinion, right? And he's super chill, but he likes to talk football and he loves doing it, and he's been doing it for a long time at a high level. So I mean, I don't mind us not going. I know because sometimes they want RAP, and we're a little aggressive. My little community. Usually you think of Vikings fans as not being aggressive, not really wanting to go and argue and stuff and do that. We're kind of, the Minnesota nice thing. You get that. But like our group in particular, though, we with all the smoke, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We like to stir the pot a little bit. But not tonight. We just gonna talk football with Payo, man. Super cool. Enjoy it. You know what I mean?
That's
I love
so
it, man.
Funny. No, I love it. I love it, right? and I forget. Someone said that I'm not giving respect to Addison. I gave Addison respect earlier, and I thanks for correcting me, because no, definitely Addison is nerve-wracking. And again, I say it, if the Vikings have that balanced approach where Justin Jefferson makes his plays, which I feel like he's going to be the case. Addison, if he's getting going, he's hot. This is going to be a very tough Vikings team to beat. But I do think there is a path to victory for the Rams. I've seen a lot of people, picking the Vikings over the Rams. I think the Rams are going to be super prepared for this game. They got the blessing to rest starters last week.
Yeah. And
I think that they needed it, especially Kyron Williams at the running back position. He needed it. The Cooper Kupp needed the rest. Puka Nacua needed it. Stafford needed it. And I'm excited to see what this Rams team has been cooking up after the 2 weeks of prep for this game. And I'm not convinced that the Vikings don't have – I don't think the Vikings have as bad of a game they had last week against Detroit, but I'm not convinced they have this bounce back game of what Papa's saying, where they beat the Rams 44 to whatever.
42 to 18.
Yeah, he said something
like that. 18.
Yeah, I'm like, that's
go.
just disrespecting a playoff game. No way. And also, like, for this game, in the first hour, there were like, I forget the exact number. I want to say it was like 35,000 tickets sold to Rams fan. Matthew Stafford's wife, Kelly Stafford, she's been organizing buses for Ram fans to be bused from Los Angeles to Arizona. There's been a lot of really cool stuff happening like that. Yeah. And I'm gonna say something here that not a lot of people will give respect to. The Rams have never really been known for having a home field advantage since they moved back to LA.
Yeah.
That first Vikings game in SoFi this year, we started to see it. Mm-hmm. And the Ramley has been showing up more and more and more. And what's been really cool to see this Rams team build their home field advantage in LA the past couple of seasons. I really thought we saw it when they won the division against Arizona a couple weeks ago. And this playoff game, I thought, man, this is going to be the moment we see Ram fans really showcase their home field advantage that people often make fun of Ram fans for not having. And I am sad that they don't get to do it in SoFi, but I do think there's going to be a ton of Ram fans in Arizona. I'm excited to see what, can the blue drown out the purple in the crowd, being moved to that, that kind of neutral plain site, as they say. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, because I was gonna say something too that had me. First of all, I think the Rams. I think you guys got like 2 hours advance of ticket sales
Yeah,
too to try to
yeah,
kind of make it. I guess give you a little bit of an advantage, right?
yeah,
Vikings fans travel well. I know in LA we had a ton of fans in LA when
yeah,
we played you guys. Anytime we play in LA with Chargers, whatever,
yeah,
we're deep, man. LA, Las Vegas, like Vikings fans are just deep on the West Coast out there. We
yeah,
be in the building, and I love it too, right?
yeah. No, they travel well. Yeah,
Yeah, we travel super well, man. And I will say this, when I think about the neutral ground, Arizona, I will say this, because in my opinion, there's a ton of Rams fans that are still from Missouri, St. Louis, like that are still there that just follow the Rams too, that just love the Rams. I mean, you guys had a huge fan base when you were the St. Louis Rams. And were you a fan when they were St. Louis Rams? Or
yeah, yeah. I became
okay,
a.
so you've been a
I was a little kid when they were there. I was like 9 years old when
okay.
the Greatest Show on Turf was there. Kurt Warner, Torrey Holt,
Okay.
Isaac Bruce,
Yeah.
Marshall
'Cause I
Falk. That
remember
crew.
watching them. I remember watching that crew, Greatest Show on
Yeah,
Turf, you know. But what I will say is I think that's also an opportunity, you know, it's a little bit closer than
yeah,
LA too from there. So like that might be an opportunity for a lot of the fans that are in St. Louis that stuck with the team that might say, hey, shit, it's right there is AZ. Let's take that. We can take that trip there. You know what I mean? I mean, it ain't like it ain't like it's 15 hours closer, but it's still closer though to go from St. Louis to Arizona right there. So maybe that's something they do. So maybe you guys will have some fans, but I will tell you this: the Vikings travel into Glendale. I mean, our team. You saw what the Wolves did at Ford Field, right? Man, we got a mob boss as a
yeah,
owner, man, not the GM, the owner. He went in
yeah,
there and spent a ticket. He said, "Man, I'm buying plenty tickets for my team." You know what I'm saying? So, and we did it again. The Vikings they did contests tonight. They did all type of stuff, buying tons of tickets, like to make sure that we're in the building. And even if they didn't do that, I don't think it would have stopped anybody. I just think
yeah.
that, you know, Vikings fans, we pulling up. That's just what it is. Like we're pulling up and we're gonna make sure that we're known and you hear the skull chant in there. But I think it's gonna be a great game, man. I'll probably say I would say 60-50. I would say 60-40. I think we're gonna have a little bit more fans than you guys.
Okay,
I think we'll have a little bit more
that's
fans
fair.
than you guys in the building.
That's fair. I don't have an accurate representation of what exactly this game is going to look like.
Yeah.
Just because of the external circumstances that created a neutral site playoff game.
Yeah.
But I like I said, that Vikings game on Thursday night was the start of something for the Rams fans in SoFi.
Mhm.
And within the next 5 year, I'm hoping that the Ramley can really establish their home field advantage in SoFi. It's taken them a long time. They moved back to LA in 2016. There's a long history there. You know, a lot of Ram fans were sad when they left the LA market and then moved to Missouri and St. Louis. And then those fans got ticked off when they moved back. And so the Rams have had to do a lot of kind of shepherding, so to speak.
Yeah.
If you will. And yeah, I'm excited to see what this game does look like, but I do believe there's going to be a healthy Ram fans there,
Amount of
more
Rams
than what
fans?
people more than what NFL fans like to give Ram fans credit for.
Okay. Now let me ask you this, because you guys play Arizona twice every year, right? Because they obviously right there in your division. How do you guys perform usually in Arizona? The game you guys play in Arizona, do you guys usually is that usually one of the, because you know, as like for us, for example, like it hasn't been lately, but obviously the Lions have been bad for a long time. So beforehand, it didn't matter. We played a Lion, it didn't matter where we played them. We play them in the mama backyard. We gonna smack them. But then you got like certain things where it's like, okay, we go to Soldier Field. We tend to have these funky games every time we go to Chicago. Chicago can be 2-10. We can be 12-0, and we go to Soldier Field, and it's just one of those fields where it's just like, bro, like the game's gonna be like 13-10 or just some weird stuff. Do you guys go through that playing in Arizona, or do you usually go in there and handle business most of the time?
Most of the time, they handle their business in Arizona pretty well.
Okay.
In this Sean McVay era, they did lose their week 2 this year, and the Cardinals they spanked the Rams, and that was when
Okay.
the Rams were severely injured. They didn't have their entire offensive line They were banged up at the corner position, and rightfully so. The Cardinals took it to them. But outside of that win or that game, the Ram, I think Sean McVay has only lost in Arizona, I think that one time.
Wow. Because I found out a stat that was kind of like, oh man, I don't like it, right? And somebody from the community posted in, I think this was the Wednesday show I did. They said we're 1-7 in State Farm at the state. What is it? I think it's State Farm Arena, State Farm Stadium.
Yeah,
State Farm Field.
Yeah, State Farm Field. Yeah.
Like the last 8 games, we're 1-7 in that
really
building. 1-7 in that building. I don't like it, and the reason is because we tend to use that against we use that against like the 49ers when we play them. We use that when we play the Cardinals, because for some reason the 49ers haven't won at the bank. We call our field the bank. They haven't won there in like 10. I think we're like 10 games now, and same with the Cardinals. I think we're 12 now. So like we're 12 now. Cardinals haven't been able to beat us in Minnesota since like 92, I believe it is. And then the 49ers is similar too. Like I think maybe it's like 8 or 9, but then it was a prime example this year. 49ers came to us. I was at that game. It was one of the better games that I've been to, man, and we spanked them. You know what I mean? And it doesn't even matter. Even when they're Super Bowl, going to the Super Bowl, they come to us, man. We still spank them throughout the season. It just is what it is. So it's that superstitious type of deal where it's like, oh man, like our record's kind of shabby. What's up with that field? That field might got some bad mojo in that building, man. I don't know how I feel about that building.
Oh, thanks for letting me know.
So you can let your peoples know, like, on your preview show, on your preview video before the game, probably, I'm sure you're going to do Sunday or Monday during the day. You could say, hey, and just remind you guys, the Vikings are 1-7 in their last 8 games at Arizona's field.
No, that's fun fact of the day for me. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, but Papa said something interesting though earlier, right? He said, because I told him that, and I'm not even talking about what he said tonight. I'm talking about what he said earlier today when I was on the phone with him behind the scenes, and I told him that, and he said, "Rap, let me tell you something. Well, I don't care about 1-7, 7-0. You either win or you go home, right?" And it fired me up, because it's like, bro, at the end of the day, I don't care, man. Like, yes, the 1-7, I know I just went on that spill about superstitious and all that, but at the end of the day, man, this is the time right now where you got to step up and you got to really drop your nuts, man. Like, which team's going to be more prepared, go out there, regardless of the records. You got to put all that behind you, and you got to go out there and handle business. So, hey, man, 1-7 or not, we got to get it done.
Interesting. No, it's interesting. I'm excited to see it. And like I said, I also think it's going to be interesting in the rust versus rest debate, where the Rams did rest players. Yeah. Vikings had to play players to compete for their division. Didn't go your way, so we'll see.
Yeah. So Gary said he'll love to talk to you. His name's Papa Gary. He said he wants to talk to you real quick. I'm gonna have him. Gary, go ahead and call really quick here. I'm gonna text him real quick to call.
Okay.
Papa Gary, he's not like he's a passionate fan, but he's more realistic. But he's like,
is he a preacher? He sounds like a preacher.
Papa Gary, no, Papa Gary. Oh, you talking about Papa, Purple Papa?
Oh, okay. There's different Papas here. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so like Purple Pop, we call him the Purple Preacher too sometimes. So he's more the preacher vibes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he sounds like I know a preacher when I hear him.
Here we go. Here's Gary. Let's get him on the line.
What's up, Gary?
Gary, we hear you. Let's go.
What's going on, my brother?
Man, hanging out with Payo, man.
Hey, Payo, I got to tell you, Rap's had a lot of really cool guests on. I want to tell you, you are one fun son of a gun, dude.
Oh, thanks,
You're
man.
Real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, appreciate that.
He said,
and that's one thing that's one thing us Vikes fans love to be, is real.
Yeah.
Whether they get or not. So hey, Payo, I got some questions for you, dude. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that you guys are gonna win this game, and why?
There you go. And Gary, real quick, Payo, before you go, because Gary can he can hear you, Gary, but you won't be able to hear Payo unless you're here. So I'll repeat his answers to you, Gary, just so you know what he said. Unless you turn it on your TV or something and listen to it.
Well, no, hey, you know what? I guess my strokes are kicking in again, so this is perfect. Why don't you go ahead and just sign language to it,
Okay,
my brother?
I got you. No, he can hear you. He can hear your question. I'm gonna tell you his answer. So go ahead, Payo. You remember what he said?
Yeah. How confident? So I'm assuming 1 is not confident at all, and 10
Right.
is like mega guarantee the win.
Facts.
And I'll give it a solid 8. And my reason being is, and again, appreciate the kind words and compliments. The reason why I'm giving it an 8 is, number 1, the Rams, I believe, are the healthiest they've been all year right now, and health is wealth. Number 2, I think they're going to be playing for the people of LA and just everything going on, and just playing for LA and that fan base, everything that's going on there. Number 3, I really like the Rams matchup against the Vikings. I think that Puka Nacua can be one of the few wide receivers that can have a better game than Justin Jefferson on any given Sunday. I still acknowledge Justin Jefferson as the best wide receiver in the NFL right now. I'll say that. Puka Nacua, though, is right up there, and he is someone that can make those catches that frustrate you. At least once a game, he makes a catch where everyone's like, he didn't catch that. And then the slow motion replay shows, oh, he actually did catch that. And it frustrates opposing teams' fans like nobody's business. Yeah. And yeah, I like what Sean McVay has in a playoff game, situation. I'm not going to say I guarantee the Rams win or anything like that, but hey, the Rams are my team. They've been my team forever. I'm so excited for this game. I believe it's going to be a good game down to the wire. But yeah, I got a lot of confidence that the Rams can take care of business and upset the Vikings on Monday night.
All right, so Gary, he said he has us at an 8. He has an 8 on the scale for confidence that they're gonna be able to handle business.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that.
8 from 1 to 10. Has tons of confidence in Puka Nacua, which I think us Vikings fans we kind of know that he did give us the flowers on Justin Jefferson, saying that Justin Jefferson, he still recognizes him as the best wide receiver in the NFL. But Puka Nacua, man, and we can all, I think everybody could agree with this, is he's a problem. You know what I mean? He's a problem. He is. Like, he definitely.
That's some good speak. Some good speak that Payo's throwing out there.
Yeah, and also he touched on pretty much, his head coach Sean McVay just having the confidence in that, which I touched on earlier too. I think that's one thing I worry about as a Vikings fan. I think that's something we all should worry about. Is, first of all, Kevin O'Connell's like his son. You know what I mean? So like, it's one of those things where he taught Kevin O'Connell damn near everything he probably knows for the most part. As far as offensive, how he runs his offense and stuff. So, man, I don't know, man. He has a ton of confidence, though. I'm gonna tell you that, Papa Gary, man. He had an 8, man. We gotta simmer him down a little bit. Gotta simmer him down.
What a great way to just parlay and roll into my next question. So Payo. So here's the thing: does Payo have any brothers?
You have any brothers, Payo?
Yeah, I got 2 older ones. I'm the youngest.
2 older brothers. Yeah, it's 2 older brothers.
Guess what? Sometimes that younger brother ends up kicking the ass out of the older brother when he figures out what the fuck his game is.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to do to the Rams. That's what KOC is going to do to McVay this weekend.
Let's go, man.
Little brother's going to kick the ass. Hey, no, Payo, what do you think about that one?
What do you think?
You know what? It's funny because I'm pretty sure KOC is older than Sean
I'm only
McVay.
having fun here too, brother.
He said he think, is KOC older than Sean McVay?
KOC is older than Sean McVay.
Oh wow, really? Damn, I didn't know that. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know that. That's kind of shocking. Oh wow. Okay. Well, he still has the seniority, I guess, because just based off the fact of he was a head coach first. We'll call it that.
Well, hey, Payo, I just want to wish you guys, good luck for the game. More importantly, awesome. I want to wish you guys health within the game. Make sure there's no serious injuries.
Yeah.
But you're a really fun guest, and I really appreciated listening to what you're saying because you're not a homer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And hey, Rap, you know I love you. And hey, all my soulmates out there, I love you all too. This is the one game of this whole year that I am 100% confident we're going to win. And Rap, you know that's me saying something.
I know. That's why I said we're definitely kicking ass this one day.
Okay.
You know that for sure, man.
All right.
Hey, Payo, tell me what your favorite beer is. After we kick your ass, I'll send you a case, all right?
There you go. And he really will, Payo. He really will, man. He's like that, man.
I swear to God, I will.
He'll definitely.
I swear to God, I will.
Yeah, he will. Hey, well, Gary, man, we love you, man. We love you, Papa Gary, as always, man, for sure, man. And me and you got to catch up too, for sure.
Hey, Skol.
Go, baby.
The season to continue, and that's what we do.
Let's go, man.
We keep going.
Let's go, man. All right, Gary, I'll catch up with you.
Love y'all. Bye.
Love you too, brother. Shout out Papa Gary, man.
All right. Sure. Gary's good people. He's good people. I disagree with it.
And now he'll be back in the chat, so now you can really spew your spew too.
Yeah. Gary, you're good people. You're good people. Appreciate your kind words. And I kindly disagree with you. I think that your confidence is maybe a little over the top there. Yeah. But we could definitely do something about after the game.
I was about to say we can
talk.
Make it happen.
We can totally talk. I want to hear Gary after the Rams win. No.
You want to hear Purple Papa after that?
I want to hear Purple Papa. That's for sure. But no, it's the reality is I'm really looking forward to this game. I think, again, as fans, like I said at the beginning of the show, you cheer for your team all season long.
Yeah.
Like, have you followed any Giants content creators who just have put out a video every week after their team has sucked, only to like just finish with like a 3 or 2 win season or whatever? And I'm so glad that our teams have expectations. It's a blessing to be able to cheer them on here in the playoffs. And yeah, let's go. Rich people problems for his fans.
Yeah, nah, for sure. In the arena, man, this is the OG flag right here that Norris, one of the community members, man, got me, man. Purple Gang members, man. That Payo actually knows this logo right here. I know it's hard to see, it's kind of cut off, but the 2 P's, because I was Purple Pocket.
I remember.
So,
yeah.
We was Triple Peasy, man. Triple P, man.
Yeah, I remember.
But that's the old logo, man. It was called Purple Pocket Podcast, but now we Vocal VIKE, man. But we always Triple P too, though, man. You know what I mean? Triple P, man. I love saying that. It rolled off really nice, so I keep it up there, man. And it came from Norse, man. Shout out Norse. I know he might not be in the building, but we love Norse, man. He's a good guy. The good guy, man. Boom Boom said, this is a really weird live stream. I'm so used to having more hostility with the opposing team. No, that's a fact, though, man. But you know what, man? I knew it wasn't going to be that tonight. You know what I mean? And hopefully I didn't give you guys any mixed signals that it was going to be that tonight. But look, man, the pep rally's coming up on Monday night, and we'll keep Payo out of it, but we'll try to find us a Rams content creator, a random one that you guys are going to help go locate, and we going to do a raid. Y'all already know what time it is. The pep rally will get nasty. Like, for real. It gets nasty.
You can feel free. I'll be doing a watch party for this Rams.
Okay,
Vikings
so we
game.
might raid Payo too, man. You know
You're
what I mean? And get
to.
nasty in the chat, man. We can go over there and really, his army will be over there, and we can go to war before the game. Nah, it'd be nice, man. So Payo, man, I know we've been on for an hour and 8 minutes, man. I know you're out of town enjoying your Florida time, getting out of that cold, and it's actually cold. Is it cold in Florida right now for you?
It's been cold for all the locals. My Canadian blood has served me well.
Like summer.
I've been walking around in t-shirts and shorts, having a great time all week. When I see people bundled up, and I'm just like, "Oh, this is so nice."
It's like 50 degrees. That's sweater time for them.
Yeah,
for sure. But what's the score? What do you think the score is going to be? I know, and if you do that, I don't know if you do. Some people don't really like to do like score predictions. I mean, but if you have a score in mind where you think it's going to be, the range, where you got.
So I'll say this: when I give a prediction, I'm cool giving a score. I'm like always wrong with my score predictions, but
I think we all are.
I do like to predict the flow of this game.
Okay.
And I think the flow of this game, both teams are going to have a slow start. It's going to be maybe a 3-0 for one team in the first quarter. And then once the second quarter hits, I think we see fireworks go off. And I think we see some insane, catches, some big plays. And
shout out to Evil, man. Gotta do it, man. Shout out for the Tooski.
But I think that this game is going to be close the whole game. I don't expect either team to pull away dramatically.
Yeah.
Maybe by 10 points max at one point for one team, but I think it comes down to the wire, down to the end. And I'm not going to predict an overtime game, but I am going to predict a last second field goal, either a miss or a make wins this game. And I know that haunts Vikings fans.
Ooh,
and I think you're going to add to it. Oh. I think it's going to be a 27-24 victory for the Rams.
I ain't gonna lie, when you said that, Payo, man, my chest got a sharp pain when you said that. You said it's either going to be a make or a miss. Now, the miss one, I had a sharp pain just shoot through me just now, man, when I'm thinking about it. I'm like, hold up. No, don't do that to me, Payo. Don't do that to me. Nah, because, hey, look, man, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to say it. For all Vikings fans, we got a kicking problem. All right. And until I see otherwise, I'm going to keep saying that. We have a kicking problem. We need to make sure it's fixed on Monday for sure. Because I would hate for that prediction that he got coming true with us on the missing side and losing the game. I'm going to go a little different though, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. I think it's going to be back and forth up until about mid third quarter. But then I think we're going to take a little bit of control, man. I'm going to say, I think the final score will win by 11 points. All right, I'm gonna give us 11. I'm gonna give us an 11-point victory. I'm gonna give us 31-20. Right, it's gonna be similar to kind of what the score was when you guys beat us. You guys beat us 30-20. I believe it was 30-20. So I'm gonna give us one extra point, man. 31-20. And yeah, man, we're gonna be moving on, man. And look, man, at the end of the day, I do think it's gonna be a great football game. Absolutely a lot better than what we saw and then what you guys saw too, didn't you? Because I know you sat out all your starters, but did you guys got kind of beat up the last week, right? Who'd you play?
Yeah, so they played the Seahawks. It was actually kind of a fun game.
It was a close game, right?
And Jimmy Garoppolo was slinging the rock around.
Was slinging it around, yeah.
To Tutu Atwell and Demarcus Robinson, and Xavier Smith and Tyler Johnson, for all those who know those names on the Rams wide receiver chart. I think that last week the Rams openly said we don't think playing our starters is worth the risk of injury to get the 3 seed.
Yeah. And
Sean McVay, he said, you're in the playoffs, you're going to have to play good teams at some point, right? To try and hope for, you're going to get the Commanders or something like that. So I like what the Rams did. I think it's a good approach, and it'll be interesting to see if it pays off for them. And I like Sean McVay is the greatest head coach in Rams history. He leads and wins, and this is a great era of Rams football, and I think that this could be a statement win if they were able to beat the Vikings here. The first and only 14-win wildcard team ever.
Wow. No, that's crazy too, is being a 14-2 team like
it's
this
nuts.
Year.
It's insane.
Has been crazy, man, because, especially for the NFC North, like we got the Lions, we got us. And then even the Packers were up there, they got a 10 or 11 wins. And it was like, the year we decide to win 14 games, of course, there has to be 2 other teams in our division that just got to play great football too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it couldn't just be easy. We couldn't just win the division in week 10 and have it already sewed up or something because we've just been winning so many football games. It just had to be a race to the end, man. But hey, look, man, again, I'm thankful that we're in the playoffs like we've been stressing, and we get an opportunity, man, to play you guys, and hopefully we get some entertainment, which I think we will. I think we will, man.
Yeah, it's playoff football time. It's going to be good.
How do you feel about, real quick too, man? I know I asked one more thing, is how do you feel about Monday nights though with your team, man? Because as a Vikings fan, man, I don't know if I really like Monday night games.
So there's the fandom part of me that's like, no, I don't want that, because if your team wins, you get a bit of a disadvantage against your next opponent in the second round.
Yeah.
But then I remembered the last time the Rams played a Monday night playoff football game was the year they won the Super Bowl.
Oh man.
So
Payo hitting us with all these daggers tonight, like low key though too, like low key, like he just smooth with it, bro.
And they destroyed. It was the Cardinals on a Monday night football game. They destroyed them.
I remember that too.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. And so, you know what? I'll take it. Like, I
wish I could say the same about the Vikings right now, but like Monday nights for some reason, man, like. Kirk Cousins, hey, shout out in the arena. Kirk Cousins messed my Monday night vibes up, man. Like he got me with PTSD on Monday nights, man. Like something about Monday nights. I just see number 8 lined up under center, and I'm like, oh my gosh, man, why we got to play this game tonight? But hopefully this is a different one with 14 because it ain't looking good so far. Like based off of seeing Sam Darnold in prime time last week on a Sunday night when it's just you. There's no other games going on. The world's watching you. I mean, Sam Darnold, if that's any indication of what it is when you got the world locked in on you, man, I'm going to tell you right now, man, please, bro. I don't think it is, though, man. I got to stop talking negative, man. I think Sam Darnold's going to bounce back. But no, it was nasty. It was nasty, man. I don't like Monday nights, though. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, no, I'd much rather have the Saturday or the Sunday game for sure. Like it just and I see it in the arena saying in the chat, just you have to wait that extra time. Yeah. Like if you have a work day, every meeting seems long. Like that is gonna be the longest Monday ever. Yeah, Mondays are already long enough.
Yeah. And another thing too, like I was saying about those games too, like even that I felt this, I had a feeling this was happening Sunday night with us. Is the players, they sit around all day and they're ready to go. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of just like us, like they're sitting around all day, and then some people get low energy as the day goes on. It's better for them to play. That's why certain players are better at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, whatever the case may be, because they have that boost of energy during the day. Because I know if you're like me, shoot, around 2, 3, 4 o'clock, you know what I mean? My energy starts to come down for the day a little bit. I can maybe find that boost, but god dang, boy, like you like, man, come on, man. I'm waiting all day for this, man. My energy down. And even when I played high school basketball or football, I would feel that too. You know what I mean? When you're waiting around all day, it could have an effect on somebody. Now, I know these guys are obviously top-notch athletes and work out every day and all that good stuff, but still
breathe football.
But still though, man, I don't know, man. It's just bad mojo for me when it comes to Monday nights. We'll see what happens. They said same arena too. You guys blew them out in that arena too, didn't you? God damn. Yeah. He said Rap got that mid-30 slump. Yeah, no, facts. I got that mid-30 slump. I'm both, taking naps out here. You know what I mean? Like at 2 o'clock, man, I need a nap. For sure, man. Well, Payo, man, I appreciate you, man. Tonight, man, we've been on an hour and 20 minutes pretty much, man. I feel like it was a great time talking to you.
Yeah, man.
And we'll talk behind the scenes to set something up post-game too, if you're up for it,
Yeah.
I know it's going to be late, super late for where I'm at. But hey, I'm down to stay up, man. I'm obviously going to stay up because it's just part of the process, so we gotta make sure we up and talking about it. So I wouldn't mind if we get together and do that, man.
Yeah, we'll chat for sure. Yeah. And I just want to say again, everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for hearing me out, and I hope I brought some unique perspective that you maybe aren't hearing from your Vikings echo chambers. And I encourage everyone, Jake Ellenbogen, a great Rams content creator, he's doing a charity live stream right now to raise money to help support the not support the wildfires, but fight against the wildfires in LA. And I'm excited for Monday night. I'm hoping the Rams can pull out this huge win.
Yeah, again, and I second that, man. Prayers out to all the Rams fans that have family going through whatever they're going through, what they're going through in LA. The Rams players that may have family and friends going through that, man. We're here for you as Vikings fans. Besides football, this is bigger than football. Yeah. We're here for you, supporting anything we can do, anything our community can do let us know, man. Payo, reach out, send that link too. I'll make sure I add it into the description of the video too. Because our community, man, we're like that. You know, at the end of the day, we want to talk trash, we want to have fun, but when it comes down to, you know, being stand-up individuals, man, that's what we are over here at the Purple Gang community. So I got the link there. Let me let me do this real quick. I'm gonna post this in here before we go. Let me give this like 2 minutes to simmer in the chat here. Let me paste this. There we go. Yeah, hit that link there, man. That's and you can and I'm sure they'll have it in their description as far as like how to help out with
I'm pretty sure I checked it out. Yeah, they got it all in there.
Yeah, for sure. So, you know, our community, man, go over there, show your love, do what we know we do best, man. We, you know, I always say my community's like, we're like 10-0. Everything we've done where it comes to me asking the community to do something, whether that's helping out a family member, helping out we sent the kid to and his mother, JJ Viking. He's our nephew. We sent him out to Minnesota because he was getting bullied. So we've done a lot of things in this community to help people out, and we always come together. So, and that's one main reason why I just love this family I got over here, man. We ain't the Ramley, but we the Purple Gang family. You know what I mean?
I love it. Oh man, Rap, love you, man. Appreciate
it. Love you too, bro.
And thanks for reaching out and definitely celebrating all your success, and good luck to your Vikings on Monday, and to all the Skull crowd in the chat. Appreciate you, and you know, we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Hey, holla at your boys, man. Let's go.